Hi guys, welcome back to That Green Kitchen. Today we are going to be making cinnamon rolls, and I hope you're as excited as I am. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with half a cup of water and 1/4 a cup of milk. We're going to combine them and then we're going to warm them up real quick. Okay, now that we have our milk warmed up, we're looking for somewhere between 105 to 115 Fahrenheit for the correct temperature. We're going to add a teaspoon of sugar to our mix, and then we're going to add our yeast. It should be 2 3/4 teaspoons of yeast or 1 packet of dry activated yeast. And we're going to go ahead and mix this up. And then we're going to go ahead and let it bloom for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, now we can see that our yeast is ready. It's nice and frothy. It looks great. We're going to go ahead and set that off to the side, and then we're going to take our 2 3/4 cup of flour, and we're going to go ahead and mix a teaspoon of salt in to our flour, and then we're going to set that to the side, and then we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to go ahead and add this in to our yeast mixture. And then the rest of the 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to go ahead and whisk that together. I guess you could call it whiskey business. Alright, now that that's all mixed up together, we'll set that off to the side. We're going to take a large bowl, and we're going to go ahead, pour in our yeast mixture. Try to make sure you get all of it, even stuff at the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and whisk in our egg. So it's 1 egg into the bowl. We're going to whisk it together. Alright, now we're going to fold in our flour mixture just little by little. Don't want to do a lot. Add the rest of our flour in. We're just looking to get a nice tacky dough. Okay, so that's what our dough is looking like at the moment. And as you've heard me say before, I don't like touching dough. I think it feels weird. And so I'm going to put gloves on so I don't have to touch it. And now we are going to put some flour on the counter, dump our dough out, and we're going to start kneading. Alright. Now that our dough pressed down, it pops back up. It's now ready to sit and proof. Okay guys, welcome back. It's been about an hour. We're gonna look at our dough now. Lovely. It's doubled in size. It's what we're looking for. It looks like a great dough. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and roll out our dough, and then we're gonna fill it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we oiled our bowl well enough. This is gonna pop out. There it goes. Then we're gonna go ahead and roll out our dough, kind of just going through like a little bit of a rectangle. Let's go with a rectangle. I want it to be nice and long. So we're just rolling out our dough. It looks beautiful. Now that it is vaguely, I say vaguely strongly, a nice rectangle shape, what we're going to do now is we're going to put our filling in, and then we are going to roll it. So let's go ahead and do that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some softened butter, and we're just going to apply it liberally. Two-thirds of a cup, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then just a little bit of vanilla. Apparently, I haven't even opened yet. It says a teaspoon of vanilla, but you know, measure with your heart. I don't know, you should really follow my instructions, but that's how I do it. So go ahead and mix this up. Do so in a bigger bowl than I did because, Jesus. I'm going to take the rest of our butter, go ahead and mix that up to create a paste. Alright, and now the fun part. We're just going to plop this on our dough. Smooth it out. trying to get as even as possible. All right, so now we're gonna roll our cinnamon roll. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push up this little corner and we're gonna try to get as a very nice swirl. So we're gonna just kind of tuck as we go. Remember, we're just trying to get a good roll. So just roll, move with it until we get to that point. All right, and it's looking like a log, what we want. You can go ahead and kind of pinch and tuck and do what you need to do. Now what we're gonna do is cut ours. I always start by taking off this little end here. It's still yummy, but it's never gonna be as pretty. I do it on the other side as well. It's never really gonna be as pretty as the other ones, so I just go ahead and tuck it off. So we got our roll, and then we're just gonna, you can use wire for this, you can use whatever you think is necessary, but you're just trying to get a nice roll. I use a knife because I just kind of think it's easier to get more of the sizes that I want and avoid other issues. So apparently I need to sharpen my knife. We're just placing this into a buttered pan. It's already ready to go. Alright, and once you have your cinnamon rolls all tucked in and pretty, you can see these are kind of the two ends here. I'm going to go ahead and move these over here. So this one doesn't have enough room to breathe. These I don't really mind. They're a little bit squished. It doesn't matter too much because they're the ends. Alright, and now we're going to cover this with some cling wrap, and then we're going to let it rise for an hour. Alright guys, now what we're going to do is our rolls have finished. Take the plastic wrap off. They are big and beautiful. Beautiful. And we're going to now brush the top with butter. Soften butter. As if there's not enough butter on this recipe already, we're gonna add a little more because, you know, why not? And now we're going to bake them at 375 for 15 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown. And then while that's baking, we are going to make a glaze. You're going to take 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and you're going to take 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. Go ahead, combine that together. And I'm going to go ahead and mix. And it should look something like a really, really, really thick frosting. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, I say measure with your heart. And then you're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. You're not going to add the whole thing. You're just looking for a good, like, runny or thicker consistency to make the icing. Now, if you're one of those people that like really, really cares about the color of their icing being like pure white, whatever, I'm not one of those people, but if you are, that's all right. What you're going to want to do is add like barely any purple food coloring, because it counteracts the white, kind of like how you use purple toothpaste for your teeth to make them look whiter. It does basically the same thing. So you get a nice bright white. Alright, that is the consistency I like, a good run, and that is how you make your icing. Okay, so mine took about 20 minutes to cook, and this is them. They are beautiful and very brown and lovely. We're going to go ahead and apply the icing. Who doesn't love a good thick icing? There we go. They look gorgeous.